Hello, and welcome to week 3 of Victoria's Yoga. Thank you for joining. This week we are focusing on stability and gentle strength. So, building upon our 2 practices before, but even if you're new, should be easy to kind of just flow right into. Everything we do is always optional. If something doesn't feel right for your body, say closing your eyes, or maybe you have hip problems or something and sitting a certain way bothers you. Knowing yourself is not a bad thing. It actually is what we're trying to align ourselves with, is knowing what's right for us and not competing against what everybody else is doing, because this isn't a competition. This is us learning how to listen to the signals our body is sending us, so that when something doesn't feel safe, we acknowledge that and we can move into what feels safe and right for us. With that being said, we'll get into neutral position. And anytime that you feel uncomfortable or something isn't working for you, or even when we're resetting a pose, you'll always return back to that neutral pose. We'll start by sliding forward in our chair, bringing our feet flat against the ground, pushing gently into the heels and signaling to our body that we are stable and grounded. We'll then stack our knees over our ankles. Your legs should be about hip width apart with this. This brings our body into alignment here, so that when we rock back into the sits bones, we can find our center, which naturally helps our spine to elongate. And then bringing our shoulders up, down, and back, and letting them rest opens our airway. So what we've done here is we've created a path for circulation and natural breath flow. Take a moment here to breathe as we put our hands on our thighs, and this is neutral pose. Comment down below if you notice a change from now to when you started, if you feel comfortable doing so. Noticing progress in any way is always good. If you've been doing all 3 weeks, you might actually notice that you're starting to feel sore in the back when you hold this pose, but that it slowly gets easier and easier over time, because your muscles, if they were tight, are stretching, or if they were curled forward, you're actually building strength to then hold the position. So that's progress. Sometimes people forget that a little bit of discomfort is progress. It shouldn't be painful, really, but discomfort shows us where we've actually grown. Taking a few breaths before we start our breath work, so that we can see what our natural breathing feels like in this. And now that we're in posture, today's breath work is going to be box breathing, which is a practice that some people are very familiar with, and to you it might be completely new. What it is where we take 4 inhales, hold it for 4 seconds, take 4 seconds of exhale, and then hold that for 4 seconds before starting again. And we're going to go through that a few times. And then from there, that'll help us have our body set up to move into gentle movement. That allows us, once we've gotten through the asana part, to then go into meditation. So when we set this up properly, our body already feels safe, so that when we do go into meditation, our brain doesn't wander as much. Our body doesn't feel as restless or as uncomfortable. Also today, as per some requests, I'm adding in a mudra. If you're not familiar with that, maybe you're familiar with seeing hand positions and things like that. Each one does a different thing, and the one that we'll focus on today will focus on stability. So with that, let's move into our breath work of 4, 4, 4, 4. If for some reason 4 isn't doable for you, just move into 3s. But for demonstration, I will be practicing 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And I want you to do 3 more of those on your own. Should have about 1 more to go. Finish up where you are. And when you're done, just sit here in natural or neutral position and return to a natural breath. Notice if you feel any difference. So what we do with that breathing pattern, it helps to slow the nervous system and increase focus. And you can go to that whenever you want to build on that practice. The focus of calming the body. And then with that, we can move into our movements. We're going to be starting with cat-cow, which is what we've started every practice with so far, because that helps to wake up the spine, improve mobility right off from the start, and just get us right into a natural flow of things. So on the inhale, you'll push your chest out forward. On the exhale, you'll arch your back and slowly go back and forth in this for a few minutes. Rushing signals to our body that we are in a fight or flight situation. So when we slow things down, it puts us in the parasympathetic nervous system, signaling to our body that it's safe to relax, to be in the moment, to recover, rest. Keep going like that. I'll turn to the side for anybody who's new and can't really see what I'm doing. We're really focusing on our breath when we do these poses, because breath is something that all of us tend to forget or ignore. but it is actually an essential part of who we are and how our body functions. So when you're conscious of your breath, you're conscious of your body and what it means. Do about 2 more here before we go back to neutral position. And then when you get there, realign. Take a few normal breaths. And we're going to focus on pelvic tilt. You can hold the side of a chair or you can keep your hands on your thighs. And what we're doing is just a small tilt forward on the inhale and a small tilt back. It is the tiniest of movements, but it helps with hip mobility so that you feel supported in your body. And this helps the lower part of the spine. Which builds upon helping your lower back. And since the whole body is connected, it helps build the support the body needs. I pray for new and can't really see what I'm doing again. Tiny movement in the back, along your hips, but your whole body doesn't move with it. So if you'll notice, I'm very stable up through the shoulders. Inhale when you push forward, exhale when you come back. One more minute. Setting us up for the rest of our movements. Three more. We're coming back to neutral pose. Notice if you're holding your breath at any time. And as you finish up, come into stillness and take a few natural breaths here. We're going to do a seated march while lifting our arms. So we'll start by lifting our left arm as we lift our as we lift our left leg. And then move to the other side. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. Take a few moments to just focus on that. We'll do it for the 3 minutes we've been doing the rest of our poses for. If you start to feel tired, it's okay to go back in neutral pose. You might also realize that you've lost your position where you start leaning back or maybe coming forward or not really centered. You might start to realize you're tilted. Take a moment to realign when you notice those things. Maybe you want to slow it down a lot. You go really slow. Maybe it's hard for you to go that slow, so you have a little bit of a faster pace. We're just trying to avoid doing it super fast. Just fast enough to allow our body to accommodate, but not fast like it feels like we're rushing through. We're in our last minute. So if you're still going and keeping up with the inhale and the exhale, great job. If you've stopped to rest, still another body awareness thing to be proud of. You can always pick up at any point in time, or you can just wait for us in neutral pose. You're going to want to even out as you come to finishing, so do 2 more. We started with the left, so you'll end with the right. And then come back into neutral pose. Maybe you want to shake from side to side a little if you feel a little tension or stiffness. And our next one is going to be just for heel strength. You're going to have your feet grounded and press your heels firmly back into the floor. Almost like when we first got into the position, but just a little bit more pressure. And then release. So inhale when you press down. Exhale when you release. And we'll focus on that for about 2 minutes. This activates the legs and supports stability. So even though it feels like a small movement, it still builds strength because the body is connected that way. We often don't realize how little movements can actually build upon what's needed for stability. We're just taking this time to learn more about what helps us grow as a person, what helps us feel grounded, capable. Even notice what muscles are activated when you do this. I myself noticed that it kind of works the opposite way of how the pelvic tilts work. Where instead of pushing up, now I'm kind of pushing down into my hips. Not forcefully, but gently. Do about 3 more of those. Come back into neutral position. Taking a few breaths. And then if it feels more comfortable for you, you can grab onto the side of the chair for this one. We're going to start by taking our left side and reaching up and over to the side for a side stretch. Take an inhale and an exhale here. And then on your next inhale, you'll allow on your exhale to release back. Now we'll grab with the left hand on the left side, bring the right up on the inhale. And then take a full breath here, inhale, exhale, and on your next inhale, you'll exhale back down. Just a simple side stretch. And this just helps to prepare the ribs and the lungs for expanding on a fuller breath. And if you've been practicing with me, you've done the gentle twist. We're going to do that again, bringing our left hand over to the side of the chair, our right hand to the back, a line for a straighter back on the inhale. And then on the exhale, gently twist back. Release as you inhale. Come to the other side. Right hand comes over to the bottom or side of your chair. Left hand to the back. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to gently twist. We're not forcing anything. We don't want to strain. We're teaching our body that it's safe, that it's grounded. So when you release, come back, you're not twisting back fast, you're just gently releasing, and do that 2 more times. And you should be finishing up your last one. Coming back to center. Notice if you feel a little tighter, a little looser anywhere. Breathe into those spots for a moment. Signal that we are calm, relaxed. And then I'm going to be adding in some new movements here. So we'll put our arms forward. And then like you're rowing, you're going to pull back and forward. So inhale, reach your arms forward. Exhale, pull them back like you're rowing. And you'll feel your shoulders in the back squeeze together. Your shoulder blades will come back and kind of push in towards each other on the exhale, and then on the inhale, you'll feel them, the space between them grow. And just do these for a few more minutes. This is how we're gently building strength with areas that may feel weaker. If you start getting tired, it's okay to recognize that you need to go back to that neutral pose. But if you're still hanging with it, good job. Knowing what you're capable of is amazing. But also praising yourself for what you are capable of and knowing where to stop or where to keep pushing. Notice if your alignment comes out of whack, bring it back. Some people have a tendency to lift their shoulders too high. You want to keep them level. Don't tilt your head too far back. Tuck the chin down if you need to. Finish up with one more. Then bring your hands to gently rest on your thighs. Take a few breaths here. We worked on shoulder mobility with that one, spinal movement, coordination. Our next one is going to be where you're going to come up to your ribs. And on the inhale, just kind of slide them to the left gently. We're not pushing, it's just a gentle movement. And then on the exhale, come back to center. On the inhale, go to the right. Exhale, back to center. And do these back and forth a few times. Shifting the rib cage gently side to side helps with rib mobility, breathing mechanics, and spinal flexibility. We have something called fascia, which is part of the muscular system that can get tight or lock up. It doesn't allow your body to move as fluidly as it used to. So this helps to loosen fascia and help get some of that mobility back that allows the muscle to then strengthen from there. This can allow for deeper breath, calmer movements. I'm going to just even out. So we started on the left, come back and finish in the right. And when you're there, just slowly relax back into neutral position. Maybe do a couple shoulder rolls. Maybe wiggle side to side. Even I just noticed some air had gotten trapped as I did that. So take a deep breath and just sigh it out. And when we come here back in our neutral pose, we want to be centered because we're going to move into just seated torso circles. So your hands are going to come onto your knees and you're going to inhale as you move forward, exhale as you come back, kind of like you're a little tornado, small circles. We're going to go this way for a minute or so before we switch. So just gently go slow. Focus on your breath, your breathing. Notice any changes, any spots that might feel tighter or looser. Because as we do different sides, you'll notice that some sides are easier and some are harder. As you get used to it, you might want to make your circle a little wider, or keep it small if you feel like you don't have the stability. We don't want anybody falling out of their chair. And then as you come forward again, kind of come back to center. And we're going to go on the inhale the opposite way. Exhale as we come back. Slow circles. And maybe you want this way to make bigger circles. Know what your center of gravity and balance is a big part of knowing your body and what it's capable of. And even though it might feel like you can't do much today, you'll be surprised at how quickly just having a practice like this and learning how to ground into yourself, that when you look back, you'll realize that you actually can do a lot more after a few weeks than you were the first week that you did it. When I first started yoga, I didn't focus on my breath. A lot of people don't. They just focus on the postures and the movements. But really, it's the breath work that helps you grow the most, because you're breathing into your body and allowing it to relax into a pose, which allows it to strengthen and grow. Do a couple more circles and then come back to center. Maybe you want to rock side to side. As you come back into that neutral pose and allow yourself to sit where your spine elongates naturally. Your shoulders naturally want to roll back and land. Your hands come to your thighs. For the next move, I'm adding in, we're going to go back into the arms, where you're going to lift to shoulder height. Hold it here for 2 breaths. Notice if your shoulders come forward, because when we reach forward, that's not what we're going for. We're just lifting our arms up. So roll your shoulders back if you need to, and then bring them back down. On the inhale, bring your arms up to your side. And then exhale, lower them down. And we're going to go through these a few times. Lifting forward. Exhale when you come down. Inhale, bringing your arms out to the side. Exhale as they come down. And go back and forth a few times on your own. This helps improve posture. It strengthens the shoulders and upper back. It also helps to relieve neck strain. You can notice if you start coming up too high or too low. Also, if your mobility isn't that that great. Coming halfway, we're just noticing where our body is at. And even though we're working on our arms, you might actually notice that it irritates your leg more than your arms. Do 3 more. As you finish up the last one, you'll come back into a neutral pose. Maybe you want to shake out or stretch out your legs. Maybe you want to roll your shoulders back, wiggle from side to side. All this stuff helps to improve our posture over time. And when we bring our posture back to center, it actually allows the rest of the body to heal and stabilize. If you're American like me, then you have a tendency to lean. We've been taught to lean. Not consciously, but it's just a subconscious thing that we pick up on. That throws our body off balance, and when we're off balance, it throws our life, our systems, our way of being, our thought process off balance as well. Now, for our last movement, this is our supported forward fold that we've been doing. You bring your forearms here. We are not bending our back or hunching. We are hinging at the hips and moving forward. And today you're going to just allow your head to hang. In the past, I've told you to pretend like you're staring in a pond and hold your neck. Today, we're actually just letting it all hang loose. And then if you feel comfortable without falling off your chair, if you feel like you're going to fall off your chair, stay in the supported pose. But if you feel comfortable, you can bring your hands to the top of your feet. Use your arms to anchor you and hang down. Allow the blood flow to just come to your head. Forward fold helps the body shift into a more relaxed state. Maybe you move your neck from side to side, back and forth, slow circle. Or maybe just stay still and focus on your breathing. We'll stay here for about 1 more minute, allowing yourself to relax and not worry about time. I've got you covered there. Now, for anybody who went down to hold their feet and have their arms on the side, gently walk yourself back up. And you'll be in the supportive forward fold here on your thighs. You're going to push up gently from here, keeping your back straight, your shoulders down. Bringing the hips as your support up. And you should be back in neutral pose. With that, this is the end of our movements that have set us up for meditation. So take a few natural breaths here and notice what changes you've experienced. If you want to comment down below, maybe what pose felt the best, which one felt the worst, the hardest. Maybe one side was worse than the other. acknowledge that. So with our meditation, I'm going to add in a mudra. And this is where you're going to put your hands out like this. If your arms aren't capable of supporting out this way, you are welcome to stay on your thighs. But in order to show you the hand position, what we're doing is we're leaving our pointer finger and middle finger out straight with our palms up, bringing our thumbs to our pinky and ring fingers, and focusing on our breathing here. So what I want you to do here is imagine that there's a fire in your innards that gets more and more powerful with each breath you take. The fire is there to strengthen, rejuvenate your body, warm your heart, and to clarify and enlighten your mind. So the hotter and more robust this fire burns within you, the more it helps to stabilize you. My inner fire possesses me, strengthens me, and reveals my ability and possibilities. My stability helps me to keep going. So that's what I want you to focus on for the next 3 minutes. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes as you envision this. If not, keep them kind of half open. Allow your shoulders to relax into the breath as well. If your mind starts to get restless, go back to imagining that fire building in your gut, warming your heart, burning all the way up to the center of your mind, bringing clarity. Helping to center you. We have 1 more minute here. You're doing a great job. Keep building that fire within. Your arms are out, you might want to start bringing them down to rest on your thighs. You can release the hand position to rest flat. Wiggle your toes. Maybe shake your legs from side to side as you slowly bring yourself back into the moment. Wiggle your body. Allow your shoulders to roll a few times. Your neck from side to side slowly, no cranking. And then slowly open your eyes if they were closed, or the rest of the way if you had them half closed. Rub your hands back and forth on your thighs. Maybe rub your shoulders, your arms, allowing them to relax after holding. This is self-care. Self-care is never a bad thing. In fact, hugging yourself actually brings relief. It is a self-soother. So when we're stressed and we do this, it actually signals to our body that we're safe. You can relax, take a deep breath here. If you're comfortable sharing down below your experience, go ahead, do so. I'm sure that you guys are familiar with Namaste. I feel like this is a good one to bring for our clothing with stability because of the fire that we lit. So holding our hands at chest center, bowing. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining. I hope you come back next week.